EastEnders reveals upheaval for Jasmine as shocking Anthony truth comes to light. Jasmine Fisher is set to face emotional chaos in EastEnders after a huge revelation about Anthony Trueman turns her world upside down. Having only recently learned that the late Anthony was her biological father, Jasmine is about to be confronted with yet another difficult truth. The secretive Jasmine first arrived in Walford back in September and quickly formed a close connection with Oscar Branning. However, it soon became clear that her presence in the square was driven by more than romance, as she appeared to be searching for answers about her past. After weeks of unanswered questions, it emerged that Jasmine had been deliberately targeting Zoe Slater, her birth mother, with the support of Chrissy Watts. Not long after, Kat revealed that Anthony Trueman was actually Jasmine's father. As Anthony had already died over the Christmas period, the revelation left Jasmine heartbroken and struggling to process her emotions. She also remained uneasy about Chrissy's continued interest in Zoe. Jasmine's situation will take another dramatic turn this week when she moves into the Queen Vic. Scenes airing next week will show the Trueman family in turmoil as they continue to deal with Anthony's death. Patrick is weighed down by feelings of guilt, while Yolande encourages him to open up to Jasmine and try to support her. Jasmine later offers to look after baby Charlie, unaware that the baby monitor is no longer working. She then spends time talking with her grandfather Patrick downstairs, and the two seem to build a positive connection. However, Lily becomes furious when she realizes Jasmine left Charlie unattended. Following the heated exchange, Patrick invites Jasmine to stay at the family home, although he privately admits to Yolande that he is concerned about her short temper. Denise then suggests that Jasmine should see Anthony's body, a proposal that only adds to her growing anxiety. After losing her patience with Oscar, Jasmine disappears on a night-long drinking spree, prompting Yolande to try to bring her back to her senses the next morning. Chelsea later challenges Jasmine about her behaviour towards Patrick, but accidentally reveals something troubling. Chelsea refers to Anthony's past actions, including the fact that he was once given a restraining order by his former wife due to concerning behaviour. With Jasmine now forced to view her father in a very different way, the question remains, how will she cope with this new and painful reality? EastEnders sparks death fears as Nugget is brutally attacked by someone he trusts. EastEnders viewers have watched events spiral out of control after Ravi was secretly drugged by Nicola Mitchell, who was acting on the orders of her son Harry, driven by a desperate need for revenge. Harry's life had previously been thrown into chaos because of Ravi, who forced him into dealing drugs and using his flat, which he shared with Kojo Asare, as a base for criminal activity. As part of the plan, Kojo was taken advantage of and pushed aside, while Harry was left in a terrifying situation when Oki was stationed at the flat by Ravi to oversee the daily operation. Harry was even chained to a wall to keep him under control. Things took an even darker turn when Oki went off script, holding Harry captive for weeks and getting him dependent on drugs. Although Harry eventually managed to escape, a later confrontation between the two ended with Oki dead. Teddy stepped in and took the blame in a bid to protect his son. Harry later entered rehab, but once he returned, his anger had not faded. Determined to make Ravi suffer for everything he had done, Harry set a plan in motion, unaware that Ravi was secretly acting as a police informant. Nicola led the revenge scheme, slipping something into Ravi's drink at Harry's barn, while Harry lured the disoriented Ravi to the arches and locked him inside. Under the influence, Ravi began experiencing terrifying visions of Nish, who died last year, and panicked as the hallucinations intensified. Trying to escape, Ravi staggered into a nearby alley. As the figure he believed to be Nish became threatening, Ravi lashed out in self-defense. What he didn't realize was that the person in front of him wasn't Nish at all. It was his own son, Nugget. Nugget had gone out searching for Ravi after he failed to return home for a family meal. Vinny, who was also looking for Ravi, arrived at the scene and was horrified to find Nugget lying unconscious. He immediately called for an ambulance. At the hospital, Priya Nandrahat was left in floods of tears after learning that Nugget had been placed in a coma. Ravi, meanwhile, collapsed in a secluded area behind the arches, unseen by anyone. In Monday's January 12th episode of the BBC One soap, Ravi regains consciousness, waking up alone in the street. With no memory of the night's events, he checks his phone in search of answers, only to find a series of alarming messages. It's then that the horrifying truth dawns on him, and Ravi finally realizes that he is responsible for what has happened to Nugget. Soap viewers call for legendary EastEnders characters to return after Emmerdale's shock twist. A huge storyline twist has rocked the soap world after Emmerdale revealed that Graham Foster is still alive, despite audiences believing for the past 5 years that he had been killed. The dramatic reveal has immediately sparked debate among EastEnders fans, many of whom are now asking why Walford can't bring back its own fallen favourites, Ronnie and Roxy Mitchell. Graham Foster, portrayed by Andrew Scarborough, was presumed dead in 2020 following a gripping mystery storyline that left several villagers under suspicion. Characters such as Marlon Dingle, Al Chapman, and Charity Dingle were all shown to have strong motives, keeping viewers guessing for weeks about who was responsible. The storyline eventually pointed the finger at Pierce Harris. In harrowing scenes, Pierce attacked Graham, fought with him in the woods, and then struck him with his car, sending him over a cliff. Although Graham survived the fall, Pierce later delivered what appeared to be a fatal blow and concealed his body, leading everyone to believe the case was closed. However, Emmerdale has now revealed that Graham staged his own death. He has resurfaced in scenes showing him driving a van, with a woman named Jodie being held in the back. While many details remain unclear about how the plan was pulled off, the twist has already caused waves across the soap fan community. Almost instantly, EastEnders viewers took to social media to demand similar bold storytelling from the BBC, calling for the return of Ronnie and Roxy Mitchell. The Mitchell sisters first arrived in Walford in 2007 and quickly became two of the show's most iconic characters. Nicknamed Ice and Fire, they were complete opposites but shared an unbreakable bond. From running a nightclub and later the Queen Vic, to becoming key figures within the powerful Mitchell family, Ronnie and Roxy dominated storylines for nearly a decade. Their time on the square was filled with drama, secrets, and heartbreak, including shocking affairs, explosive family rows, and Ronnie's intense relationship with Jack Branning. Yet it was their shared death on New Year's Day 2017 that truly stunned viewers and changed the show forever. The sisters drowned in a swimming pool on Ronnie's wedding day, in what became one of the most controversial moments in EastEnders history. The reaction from fans was swift and fierce, with many arguing that killing off both characters was a huge mistake. Even years later, calls for their return have never faded. Rita Simons, who played Roxy Mitchell, has previously spoken about how persistent fans have been in wanting the sisters back. Speaking to Radio Times, she revealed that people still stop her regularly, and some even send detailed scripts explaining how Roxy could be brought back. To this day, whether it's messages online or someone stopping me in the street, I'm always asked, "Why did they kill you? Come back," she said. I hear it every single day. Fans send me full scripts with their own ideas of how Roxy could return. It's been going on for 6 years and hasn't slowed down at all. Despite Ronnie's death being shown on screen, many fans continue to believe there's still hope for both sisters. Rita herself has hinted that some of the ideas she's seen aren't as unrealistic as people might think. "If you could read some of the scripts I've been sent, who knows?" she added, refusing to say more. Following the Emmerdale revelation, fans once again flooded X with messages, insisting they would happily ignore any lack of realism if it meant seeing Ronnie and Roxy again. One fan wrote, "I would absolutely love them to come back. Killing them off was the biggest mistake EastEnders ever made, but I don't think we're winning this one." Another added, "They didn't even show the bride's identity, which means the story can still be changed before next year. That means Ronnie and Roxy could still be brought back." With soap history proving that no character is ever truly gone for good, fans are now louder than ever. If Emmerdale can bring Graham Foster back after such a dramatic exit, many believe EastEnders has no reason not to do the same. For countless viewers, the loss of Ronnie and Roxy remains the show's biggest regret. And until that wound is healed, the calls for their return are unlikely to stop anytime soon. EastEnders airs Mondays to Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One and BBC iPlayer.